Beware. Beware. This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, do you hear me, people? Insane broadcasting. One more time, repeat after me. Insane broadcasting. America's bi-state voice of freedom, not bisexual, Mayor Slade. Bi-state. Radical radio like you've never heard before. But more than that, we are always proud to be the Patriot. Good Tuesday morning. We got a little controversy going, and I love it. I think the president of the Board of Aldermen, Lou Reed, he got put in the middle of this for no reason. And stick around because I'm going to try to stay cool, calm, and collected. But all you people, you hear me that listen every day. The station's ashamed to put my show on. You hear what they say? Shamefully presents. If you're offended by anything, life's problems, politics, religion, if you're offended because somebody's breathing, don't listen. But you know what even more than that is, people? And that's my theme forever. We are the Patriot. We're true Americans. And for somebody to try to stop what I say, in Mayor Slay, I have to say, I'm ashamed of you. I'm ashamed of you, Mayor Slay, and we'll get into it. And I'm going to try to be cool, calm, and collected. I took my medication this morning. I don't know how long I'm going to go. And there's a lot of people I know, and I want to thank the Post-Dispatch. I want to thank KTRS, KMOX. I want to thank everybody for giving us the publicity that we deserve because we speak for the American people. Maybe they don't agree with us, but we speak for them because, see, we're free to do that in this great country. We're free to do that. And I'll talk about President Reed, and it's amazing how this non-story got to be a story. But me personally, and again, even when Lou Reed was on the show or anybody comes on my show, when I criticize someone, I say, this is Bob Romanik talking. So anybody that ever listens to my show, I never want to attribute what I say to somebody else because I want to take credit for it. Because I'm proud to be an American. I'm proud to be able to say what I want, when I want, about who I want. And they, in turn, can do the same to me. Maybe I don't like it. I'm sure they don't like what I say about them. But you know what we got to like? And once a week, I'm at Jefferson Barracks National Cemetery, where my pop's buried, and a lot of other brave military heroes are buried. See, these people, and I'm going to give you a little history lesson. These people give us the right. All of them gave some. They were away from their families, got their legs cut off, shot off, lost an eye, lost an ear, paralyzed for life. And some gave the ultimate. They gave their lives. They didn't give their lives to get some land. They didn't get to give their lives to get something material. They gave their lives so we, as American people, can live free, can walk about this great country free. And guess what? And we can speak free. Let me give you two words. First Amendment. These brave military heroes, and at this point, I want to salute and honor every every military hero, past, present, and future, for even having fought, giving some or giving all their lives to let me be able to talk free and not be in a dungeon someplace. And you know what? You people have the right to talk free. That's what this story is going to be about today. It's not about Lou Reed, who was an honorable man. It's not about Mayor Slay, who was not such an honorable man, in my opinion. It's about us, a free society, a free country, where you can turn this radio station off anytime you want. For the new listeners, and thanks to KMOX and the Post-Dispatch, I think we've got all kind of new listeners. I like KMOX, a small radio station, Metro East radio station. No, that's a lie, KMOX. You turn on 1190 KQQZ or 1430 KZQZ, and you turn on 1120 KMOX. Our signal's just as strong, just as loud. We've got 4.5 million potential listeners, but they're not going to give my name. Are you crazy? KMOX not going to give our call letters, KZQZ 1430 AM or KQQZ 1190 AM, because they don't want people listening to my show. They've got some lame crap over there. I've acknowledged KMOX, haven't I? I said 1120. They're going to say a small station, Metro East station. No, we're a big St. Louis station. I just happen to live in Illinois. Coming up, I said, well, how come Illinois never gets represented on the radio? I wanted to bring this station. We do St. Louis talk. But we wanted to signify just a little bit more with the Illinois side because we never get the publicity or the recognition that we need. So for KMOX to say a small Metro East station, you guys get off that medication. I'll give you some of my medication, you idiots, but we'll talk about that later. I've got a little bit of housekeeping, and then we're going to take this controversial issue with Mrs. Megan Green, who I think, well, never mind. I won't say that right now because, listen, if I say that, whoever walks by my studio is going to get blamed for it. When I say something, it's Bob Romanik. It's not my producer. It's not my guest. Oh, the janitor was in one day when I cussed out Mayor Slay. I guess it's the janitor's fault. No, it's Bob Romanik's fault. Give Bob Romanik all the blame. But to me, it's more like credit. Because every time I say what I want to say, I think about our brave military, and I think, I'll be damned. Those heroes give me the opportunity. What a great country. What a great country that I can say what I want. And nobody else is held accountable but me, Bob Romanik. Let's take care of our housekeeping, then stick around because it ain't going to be pretty now. If you get offended, I promise you I will never sneak into your house at night and super glue your radio knob to KZQZ 1430 AM, nor will I super glue it to KQQZ 1190 AM. Hell, if you got some money sitting on your table, I may take that walking out and go get me a Slurpee at the 7-Eleven, but I won't take it all. I'll leave you some. And I'm being facetious, of course. Somebody can say, Romanik stealing. You guys got to understand, life is serious. This radio crap's not serious. I don't want to make friends on the radio. I want to make a difference. I want to get people thinking, and guess what? We're on KMOX. We're on KSD 550. I love the Darcys over on 550. Well, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Now everybody be mad at the Darcys. Hey, Darcys, Bob Romanik said that you guys are great people, and he talked bad about my friend. Darcy, you apologize. Darcy's going to say, apologize for what? Because Bob Romanik said your name, and then he said something bad about my friend. What idiots some people are. But I want to thank everyone for all the publicity. And I'm a media whore. I'm on the radio. I want people to listen. I don't want people not to listen. And however you get them there, it's getting them there. Benefit for Brian Mooch Harner, Chicken and Beer Dance, coming up February the 13th at the Madison County Fairgrounds. We're going to cut this short because I do want to get into this. The mouse races, February the 20th at American Legion Post 485 in Dupo, Illinois. Any questions or concerns, you can contact 618-337-3202. Mississippi Valley Duck Hunters, America the Beautiful, Chicken and Beer Dance, coming up Saturday, February the 20th at the Quail Club. Don't forget our good friends, St. Wenceslaus Trivia Night, Saturday, February the 13th. They're located at the corner of Oregon and Arsenal in the great city of St. Louis. Department of Veteran Affairs, our St. Louis Fisher Trivia Night, to be held Saturday, February the 13th at 6:30 p.m. It'll be held at the Moolah Shrine Temple, 12,545 Fifi Road in St. Louis. Saturday, February the 13th, Silver Creek Quail Forever Club. Got it right. Chicken and Beer Dance, Albers, Illinois at the Albers American Legion. Any questions or concerns? Contact Dan at 618-920-0074. Our good buddies of Milstadt Sportsman's Club having their .22 caliber rifle indoor meat shoot, and that'll be held February the 14th from noon till whenever. Any questions or concerns? 618-476-1891. 2016 Polar Plunge to benefit the Special Olympics. Great bunch of people. I always say, I help out the Special Olympics. I help out the less fortunate where I have been. I'm happy. I'm happy to help someone out and give them a helping hand other than me needing a helping hand. And I think we all feel that way. But anyway, 2016 Polar Plunge coming up Saturday, February the 27th at Carlisle Lake, their main beach. Any questions or concerns, you can contact Justin Dunning at 618-654-6680. Last but not least, Glow Bingo. It's not your grandma's bingo. Proceeds go to the Moose Charities. It'll be at the Granite City Moose, 2521 Maryville Road in Granite City. Doors open at 6. Bingo starts at 7. Any questions or concerns, you can contact Moose Bartender. I didn't know Moose is bartended, but contact the Moose who's bartending at the Moose Lodge in Granite City, 618-876-6010. Don't forget, you can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper of Radio. You can go to our streaming site, insanebroadcasting.com. One word, common spelling for the best of entertainment in all three of our stations. You can now hear me on my repeat performance every day at 4 o'clock p.m. and also broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift every night, Monday through Friday at the stroke of midnight. On this date, February the 9th, 1822, the American Indian Society was organized. On this date, February the 9th, 1825, the House of Representatives elected John Quincy Adams president of this great United States after no candidate received a majority of electoral votes. On this date, February the 9th, 1870, the United States Weather Bureau was established by President Ulysses S. Grant. On this date, February the 9th, 1895, the first basketball game between two colleges took place. On this date, February the 9th, 1942, daylight savings wartime, at that point it was called wartime, went into effect in the United States with clocks turned back 1 hour. On this date, February the 9th, 1969, the Boeing 747 made its first commercial flight. On this date, February the 9th, 1971, a great day in baseball history, Satchel Paige, a great ball player, became the first Negro League player elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. That's what happened on this date, February the 9th, throughout all these years in our world's history. We're going to take a break, but before we do, I want to give you a little backdrop. I had Lewis Reed at the radio station a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about the Rams leaving town. And I also wanted to talk a little bit about this Megan Green, because she's the alderwoman who said there was bribery and corruption going on and that she had been bribed or someone had been bribed. Comes to find out that the police and the prosecutor, they cast doubt on alderwoman's statement that she and a family member, I believe, I don't have the article in front of me, were offered bribes to help with this stadium situation. And the police departments, the prosecutor, all of them said, we don't believe that to be true. We don't believe that to be true. And what made me mad for the good people of St. Louis, is it cast a bad light on the city of East St. Louis. That's what pissed me off. That's what made me mad. And I'm trying to keep it clean to let you people understand. So I had Lou Reed come in because I wanted to know something about this Megan Green. How the hell can she talk about corruption? How the hell can she say that she was offered a bribe and there was no supporting evidence? You know, I'm an ex-police officer, and it offends me. It offends me for her, and that's why I wanted Lou Reed to come over and discuss it. It offends me that she was tying up the great police department in St. Louis to investigate what I and many others believe was a bogus complaint by Alderwoman Megan Green. That's why she was on my radar. And she says there was an open investigation when there was no investigation at all. Now, to me, that's the story. I think at this point she's trying to flip the script. That's the story. Why would she come out? And you remember, hasn't been long ago, somebody in my family got bribed to do something about the Rams in the new stadium. And you hear me? The prosecutor, the police, they doubt that ever happened. But she got away with that. And again, this is me, Bob Romanik, talking. It's not Lou Reed, who's over in St. Louis someplace. It's not even Mayor Slay. But now there's an article in the paper, and I appreciate it. Salty radio interview fuels aldermanic squabble. There should not be any kind of aldermanic squabble. There should be a squabble between Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and Megan Green. Why the hell put Louis Reed in the middle of this? That's asinine. And to me, I think Mayor Slay, I personally, Bob Romanik, I think Mayor Slay has something to do with it. I think Mayor Slay's so desperate that he's got these nice ladies groups. And I have to say, I said some bad things about Megan Green, and I meant them. I'm not going to say them now because then we'll lose everything in translation. But probably tomorrow I'll get on her again. I'm trying to be decent. But you can't be decent to a lady like her that I don't believe is decent. But I think these nice women's groups, these organizational groups, I love them. I love women. When I talk bad about one woman, it's not about the woman gender in general. It's about one woman. If I talk about one man, I talk about one man. If I talk about a black man or a white man, I'm not talking about the white race or the black race. I'm talking about that white man or that black man. So don't try to pull the whole race into it. You know, it's amazing. But here, she is not a woman. She is not a man. She's not a Democrat. She's not a Republican. She's not Catholic. She's not Methodist. She's a politician. Once she gets up on that political stage, she's a politician. Now, if me and you, whoever, me and Megan Green are up in the political arena fighting, I expect to get hit, as she should. She can't get hit and say, I'm offended you hit me. That's what politics is all about. Now, her family in the audience, her sisters and mother, they're cheering her on, just like my family will be cheering me on. And that's what a family member does. But you know when you're in that political arena, you're going to get hit. But now if her family members come up and jump on my back while I'm fighting Megan Green, then they're no longer supporters of Megan Green. They're part of Megan Green. They're part of the political process, and then they're going to get hit. It really perturbs me when somebody says, Bob, you talked about that woman or you talked about that man. No, I talked about a politician. She's no longer a woman. But now all of a sudden, I believe Mayor Slay thinks, boy, here's a way to hit Lou Reed for no reason. But Mayor Slay saying, I'm so desperate, I'm losing control of St. Louis. The crime rate is so high. And as an ex-policeman, here's what I say, people. It's a shame. Mayor Slay is trying to get everybody's attention off the killings out in the street. The young kids dying every day. He's trying to take the focus off that and put it on President Lou Reed, who has done nothing. Lou Reed is a victim here. Lou Reed did nothing. He said nothing derogatory about Megan Green on my station. I'm sitting there talking about her like the dog I believe she is. Not a woman, not a Catholic, not a Democrat or whatever the hell she is, but as a politician. But for Francis Slay and me being an ex-policeman, I've been in politics 50 years. I know what he's trying to do. And this is my opinion, not Lou Reed's. And you people, you good people in St. Louis, let's think about it. The crime rate is so bad. The city lost the stadium. Mayor Slay is losing whatever little power grasp he had. He's desperate. So he's clinging on to whatever he can cling on to. And this is all they've got? This is all they got. A story about Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and I love it. It's not about Lou Reed. Lou Reed came over to be transparent, to talk about the Rams moving. Lou Reed came over to be transparent. I was going to ask him some questions about Megan Green, and I got to tell you, I don't think he supports Megan Green, but he had not a one bad word off or on the air to say about Megan Green. I started on Megan Green, and again, people, I was mad. She tied up all those police resources that could have been out there protecting you and your family, getting some of these killers off the street. Did she do that? Hell no, she didn't do that. She's going to be what she is. She's a shill, in my opinion, for Mayor Slay. But everyone, think about it. Now we're talking about Bob Romanik, Megan Green, and Lou Reed. Lou Reed, I don't understand how the hell he even got in. I'm kind of mad at Lou Reed because he's taken away some of my thunder. Now, if Megan Green wants to come after me, give me a call, Megan. Toll free, 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. I duck no one. Lou Reed has nothing to do with this. Again, I'm mad. Lou Reed's taking some of my thunder. But think about it, people. Mayor Slay has nothing else he can talk about. He wants to get everybody's mind. He's the leader of St. Louis. He couldn't keep the Rams in St. Louis. He's the leader of St. Louis after the election or before the election, his last mayor's election. He promised streets are going to be safe. Streets have never, ever been so dangerous in St. Louis. I'm an avid consumer. I spend a lot of money in St. Louis. Not anymore. I'm afraid to go over there. I've talked to friends on the Illinois side, all throughout Illinois. Another million potential people to come to St. Louis and spend money to get tax revenue. They don't want to come to St. Louis. Mayor Slay's administration is crumbling, and now they're going to use something like this to get their off center, to go another direction with all the killings, with the poverty. And they're going to make a story about what Bob Romanik said. Lou Reed came into the station. We talked about the Rams football. Then I asked a question or two about Megan Green. And I don't think Lou Reed, and I can't talk for Lou Reed, and I don't think for Lou Reed, but the impression I got, he wasn't really happy about some of the statements Megan Green made about his beloved city of St. Louis. I think Megan Green put a bad light, an unnecessary bad light on all the good people of St. Louis, Missouri. And I don't think, I said think, that Lou Reed was happy with that. And you people that listen to me, when I get ready to go nuts, I'm going nuts. You know why I'm going nuts? Don't blame me. Don't blame me for what I say. Well, blame me for what I say, but don't blame me for being able to say it. Drive through Jefferson Barracks National Memorial Cemetery. Blame those brave military heroes. Blame those people that give their lives so I could say, now you don't have to agree with me, and that's okay. But you have to agree that I have the right to say it, because I agree you people have the right to say whatever you want. But in this situation, Lou Reed came over. I just went crazy on this Megan Green because I thought what she was doing was wrong. I thought what she was saying was wrong, and it cast a bad light on the good people of St. Louis. It cast a bad light on the police department. It cast a bad light on the political leaders of St. Louis. And I went crazy. When I started going crazy, you know what Lou Reed did? He got up and walked out. Now, I thought maybe he was going to the bathroom, maybe get a drink. But probably he didn't want to hear what the hell I had to say. But see, he was in my house. I invite you to my house, and I start tearing up all my furniture, put my fist through a TV, and I've done that plenty of times. Don't tell me to stop. That's my house. You're in my house. Lou was in my house. When I go over to St. Louis, if I go to an aldermanic meeting, I'm not going to tell Lou Reed how to run the aldermanic council. Lou Reed couldn't tell me what to say or what not to say. Lou Reed walked out. I took a break. Lou said, Bob, you know what? You can say what you want. This is America, but, I don't want to be part of that. That's not why I came here. And then I got on the air, and I said, Lou Reed tried to calm me down. You know, you don't hear that part on the air. I think McGraw-Millhaven, and I want to salute him, I think he put that part on, and I think he asked the people, why are they mad at Lou Reed? What does Lou Reed have to apologize for? So McGraw-Millhaven, I want to salute you for being an American and being an intelligent American. Lou Reed did nothing wrong. I come back, but see, they're going to take a snippet out of what I said. They're going to take a little snippet. Listen to the whole interview. I come back and I said, Lou Reed tried to calm me down. We didn't know this was going to happen to cover his ass. He asked me, hey, Bob, don't want to be involved. And I understood that. And I think Lou's an honorable man. I think Lou is a great leader for St. Louis. I like Lou Reed. I supported Lou Reed in the last election. Slay made a big deal. Lou Reed didn't support me. Lou Reed can't stop me from supporting him because I wanted my family to be safe when they went to St. Louis, and I believe Lou Reed could help make St. Louis safe. Slay's had 16, 20 years touting he's the longest-running mayor. Well, that's really an insult, Mayor Slay, because you ought to have been able to clean up that city in that many years of leadership, or lack of. But it didn't happen. But Lou Reed comes back, and he wasn't happy. And then someone says that there was laughter when I was talking about Megan Green. There was laughter. My producer was laughing his butt off. There was 6 people in this room. Lou Reed had nothing to do with it. I don't know how the hell somebody can take a script and flip it so much, other than desperation. But I know there's a couple women's groups that aren't happy. But ladies, please, don't be unhappy with Lou Reed. Lou Reed tried to defend Megan Green to the point where he could. Lou Reed knew he was in my house. Lou Reed may have listened to my show before. He knows how controversial it is. You can hear from the start. It's going to be nasty and ugly, and my face is nasty, and my face is ugly. And this show gets uglier and nastier than my face. But see, that's the way it is, people. If you don't like it, go to Russia. Go someplace where I won't have my rights, but guess what? Because I don't have my rights, you don't have your rights. But Lou Reed, I do not understand how this got out of hand, other than I know it's politics. I've been around. I can smell Francis Slay's stink all over this. This is not Lou Reed talking about Francis Slay now. This is Bob Romanik. So don't attribute this to Lou Reed. Don't attribute this to Hillary Clinton. I heard on TV last night, a Hillary Clinton supporter on TV last night said that if the voters didn't vote for Hillary, they weren't very intelligent. That offended me. With the premise that Megan Green and Mayor Slay have, I'm going to demand an apology from Hillary Clinton, even though she had nothing to do with the statement of a supporter of hers. She didn't support that situation. I know she didn't support this person saying that if they didn't vote for Hillary, that they were not very intelligent. In essence, they were idiots. I want an apology, not from the idiot that said that. I want an apology from Hillary Clinton. That's asinine, people. You think about it. How somebody can try to flip the script on an honorable man like Lou Reed is unbelievable. We've got some callers. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting at its finest. People hear me. Turn it off if you don't like it. It's insane broadcasting. America's bi-state voice of freedom. Radical radio at its finest. And we are always proud, not just to be the patriot, but to be an American.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom. Radical Radio. And we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. We've got some callers. Before we take the callers, I just want everyone to know what little I know about Lou Reed. He's a Christian man. He's an honorable man, and he's a great, in my opinion, a great public servant for the good people of St. Louis. And again, I don't tell Lou Reed how to run the St. Louis Board of Aldermen, and Lou couldn't tell me how to run my radio show. I want to apologize to him for getting him in the middle of something that there wasn't a middle to get into. This man did nothing wrong but come over, take his time to be transparent to the people of St. Louis, to talk about some St. Louis problems. And a crazy son of a bitch like me. And see, I got to say, people, that it's just listen for the first time. Don't judge this show here by the rest of my shows. I'm trying to be cool, calm, and collected, but this is not Bob Romanik. When I go off, I go crazy, and I go totally crazy. I'm trying not to do that today because I want you people not to get the craziness of my show, but to get the sincerity behind what I'm saying. So, but don't judge me and say, well, he's not so crazy. Yes, I am. I'm an ignorant son of a bitch because that's what I want to be, because I can be, because I'm an American. I am half crazy. No, I'm all the way crazy. I've been politically insane. These politicians have driven me and you good people. So don't judge this one show about who I am, because this is not Bob Romanik here. This is Bob Romanik explaining. This is not Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper, because when I go crazy because I can. But again, I'm trying to keep this kind of mellow to get the point across. And anyway, Lou doesn't tell me what to do. I can't tell him what to do, but I just believe it's asinine that Lou Reed gets any heat at all. This man came back and said, Bob, I don't want to go there. He did everything he could do but tear the mic out of my hand. He couldn't do that. He knew he couldn't do it. He was in a bad position. I didn't think it was a bad position. I thought, hey, this is America. He'll say what he wants. I'll say what I want. And let everybody out there listening call in and say what they want. But it put him in a bad position, but still people think about it. The Rams are gone. Slay couldn't keep it. All the crime rate, the poverty, the taxes are going up. People are moving out. Everything's wrong with St. Louis because of Slay's lack of leadership. So what better thing to do than to cast a light on somebody else? And I understand, Slay, but this is not even a flicker of a candle. We've got some callers. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Bob, I've been wanting to call you for last year and a half to let you know when you say the dogs are let out. The neighbor's dogs start barking.
Hey,
I got you on the radio.
Thank you very much, sir. What's going on in your world?
Well, I've known Lewis for going on 20 years, and I listen to you almost on a daily basis.
What's wrong with you? But go ahead.
Well, there's a lot of things that are really important that you do bring to light, Bob.
Thank you, sir.
All the other stuff that's somewhat controversial and stuff, I look at that as
icing on the cake. There you go.
At the end of every one of your preambles, you always say politically speaking. So I've been around politics for the last 20 years, and it's not for the faint-hearted.
No, it's not. What is your take on Mayor? And I say, John, not you, not Lou Reed, because see, you called me up now. You get accused of saying something that I said or being on my show. As an American, you got every right to be, but now somebody's going to say, why did you talk to Bob Romanik? I think, John, that Mayor Slay has screwed up that town so bad, they're looking to go another direction, any little desperate thing they can find, and this is so desperate. I personally would have been more upset whenever Green, if I'm a black person, when she said calling a spade a spade. I believe I know what she was talking about. That didn't get legs because Lou Reed in the black community, I believe, knows what Megan Green is. They didn't make a big to-do about that, but now all of a sudden, because Bob Romanik said something, they want Lou Reed to apologize? This is America, John. What the hell's wrong with that premise?
Tight scrutiny. There's just absolutely no way that there was any wrongdoing or anything that was unscrupulous that took place as a result of Lewis taking the lead to try to save the Rams in the city of St. Louis. And
I agree.
That's why I dialed in. Matter of fact, I was going to call in that day, but I actually caught the afternoon show. I didn't catch you in the morning to just give you my insight about it. But as I told Lewis, I said, hey, I thanked him the next morning for being a pioneer in trying to single-handedly stick his political neck out and call him a pioneer. And I said, all pioneers take a bag full of arrows where you can't reach them. I don't know if you remember that, Lewis, but it's exactly what I said. So I knew it was going to manifest in some fashion or another, that he was going to pay a political price.
But you know what, though, John, I got to say this about Lou Reed and any true public servant. I think if they do what's right, at some point they're going to take the price, but they're not like the politicians who play the gray area, who plays the safe area. I think Lou Reed, if there's a controversial issue, I think Lou Reed will be there. That's why I was supporting him for mayor. I think he'd make a great mayor for the city of St. Louis.
Lewis Reed has been a complete innovator and a doer. He is he completes his work. He stays focused. He has a real commercial mindset about, the task at hand. So he knows how to get the job done.
Hey, John, let me ask you real quick. Number one, if you listen all the time, please tell these listeners this is not my normal show. I mean, my normal show was crazy. I'm trying to be diplomatic on this to get the word out and let people understand.
Honestly, Bob, I never even really heard what you were saying about this, aldermanic lady, even though I listened to the show because I'm just so used to you, ragging folks out. That, and that's actually why I listen.
Hey, well, thanks a lot.
It's really funny.
I get a little, but anyway, John, my premise, Lou Reed came in here. He didn't know that I was going to. Nobody knows when I go crazy. I swear to you.
I don't know what set you off.
Yeah, something set me off. It wasn't Lou Reed. It was her taking the police department's time when they could be out stopping these murders, and she's going to, I think, not be truthful, and I think the police and the prosecutor said the same thing, and I go off crazy. Lou walks out.
To me, that's way more offensive, somebody accusing me of doing a crime, than what took place with Bob Romanik on a radio station one fine morning.
Thank you very much, and it made national headlines. Everybody thought, boy, St. Louis is a corrupt town.
It would explode if somebody did that to me.
Yeah.
Just grabbed something out of the thin air and said, it's perception. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but for her, and I believe it's Mayor Slay behind this because he's desperate to get the focus off him and his lack of leadership and all the disappointment he's done in the last 16, 18 years in St. Louis. But can you at any point, now, I don't care if Lou's your friend and you say he is, and he's my friend, but even if he was my worst enemy, I would not be stupid enough to say, Lou Reed, you owe an apology for what some ignorant son of a bitch that was interviewing you said. I don't understand. Where's that premise come from, John? Do you have any idea?
It just kind of seems to be the season, I mean, you got guys out there like Donald Trump, and you got other people out there like Hillary, and, they take two different tacks, and some hunker down and some say, yeah, I said it. So, somebody needs to say it.
Yeah.
So that,
Well, John, I appreciate the call, and thank you very much. And we've got about 30 callers. We screened them today because we didn't want a lot of cussing, and they're all supportive of Lou Reed. I had a gentleman say off the air, I don't really agree with all Lou Reed does, but he says, I support him because Lou Reed did nothing wrong. We got some more callers. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Yeah, Bob. Hey, this is Michael from St. Louis. Hey, I live in the city of St. Louis, and that Megan Green, she was some kind of activist, and she's always been hypercritical of the police. Like when they were down on Grand Avenue, the rioters,
I know that, right?
Store windows out,
right?
And so she was against the police there, and then she farmed a bunch of protesters who were surrounding a tanker truck filled with fuel or some type of flammable, and she was the organizer of that, and was encouraging them to light that on fire.
Now wait a minute. Who encouraged him?
This green lady, and then she becomes alderman.
Now wait a minute. Now you have to allege that. I mean, we have no proof that she told him to do that. If she would have, then that would have been a crime. Is there any proof to that, sir? Or do you know?
I believe I read about the article. If you look in the Riverfront Times on their website, you can Google, search her name in there. She's listing a lot of radical moves.
Yeah. Well, you know what, sir? You know what Mike was radical to me is whenever she came against the policeman. I'm an ex-policeman, and I've been on both sides. I've been in prison, and I've been a professional police officer, and I salute each of those police officers. They've got families to go home to, and you get an ignorant, no, never mind. See, I don't want to go there. I'll go there tomorrow. But you get a lady like this That's why I went goofy on her, and I'll go goofy tomorrow on her because I don't think she's right. But again, that's not Michael talking, people. It's not Lou Reed. It's not John who just called. It's Bob Romanik. Hey, Mike, real quick. Why do you think that Slay and these people would put Lou Reed in it? Lou Reed was sitting here when I went goofy. If you're at the show and the guy next to you kills somebody, do they want to charge you with murder because the ignorant son of a bitch next to you killed somebody?
Oh, they're that intimidated. I believe Louis Reed could be the next mayor. He's not beholden to anybody. He really is good at, I wouldn't say playing both sides, but he's good at making decisions but keeping both sides happy as much as possible.
Yeah, he's a public servant. He tries to work for everybody. Hey, Mike, I appreciate the call. We're up against a hard break. We'll be right back. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice. Voice, you hear me? Voice of freedom. Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio at its finest, and we're always proud to be the Patriot. Mayor Slay, we only got a few more minutes. Why don't you call me, you idiot? But anyway, I understand nasty politics. It's done all the time. But you're a political idiot, Mayor Slay. This is stupid politics. Again, Mayor, you must be real desperate to stoop this low to insult all of our brave military. You're not insulting me. You're not insulting Louis Reed. You're insulting all of our brave military heroes. Again, some who gave all and all who gave some. So me and you, Slay, could speak free. You want to speak free when you want to, Slay. Don't try to stop me because you can't do it. Only the great United States of America, their military, who have fought to give me that right, and I'll be damned. You owe every military hero an apology. Then I see in the paper, Slay, in the Post, that you say, I strongly condemn the obnoxious comments of Bob Romanik. It's not a laughing matter. No, Slay, what's not a laughing matter is your stinky, rotten ass. Your ass. It's over there where people are dying every day, kids getting killed in their beds. You lose the Rams. You lose all that economy, all the economy that's going out of the city of St. Louis. I'd say our city, but I don't know if I'd want to be over in St. Louis with you as a leader. So you can come after me all you want, Mayor Slay, because I'm coming after you. I think you're an embarrassment. And for you to try to play some crap like this, I think it's totally asinine. Lou Reed did nothing. I tell you, nothing wrong, but sit here while I went crazy. And you're trying to flip the script, Slay. I think the good people, go to iTunes, type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper. I need the publicity. You can hear that show. We came in off break, and I said, Lou Reed asked me to calm down. That wasn't to cover our ass right now. That was 3 weeks ago. I can't change what was said. They don't want to give you the whole script. And it really pisses me off, and I'm trying to be decent during this whole show. Tomorrow I'm lighting you son of a bitches up over there. But I want to thank KMOX, and I'll mention KMOX. They won't mention KZQZ 1430 AM or KQQZ 1190 AM, a small Metro East station. You idiots. We've got over 3 million potential listeners. Again, you guys turn on 1430 and 1190, then 1120. 2 reasons you'll like our stations better. Number 1, we don't have all that politically correct crap kissing everybody's ass. And number 2, we've got a better signal. So again, I want to thank everybody that put me in the media. It's good for me. It's not good for Lou Reed, but Lou Reed had nothing to do with it. You people think about it. If you're sitting in a restaurant and your friend sitting next to you goes crazy and cusses out the waitress for bad service, that man is the one speaking for himself. I'm not going to apologize because I have nothing to apologize for. But if I cuss out the waiter and you're sitting at the table with me, you meaning anybody in the listening audience, do you owe that waiter an apology? Hell no, you don't. The guy that talked the crap does if he believes he owes him an apology. I don't owe Megan Green an apology. She owes the St. Louis City policeman. She owes the city of St. Louis and all of its residents an apology for bringing bad light when she said allegedly that there was some corruption going on and some bribery going on. And when the prosecutor and the police say there was no truth at all to that, that pisses me off, Megan Green. I appreciate all the callers didn't have enough time, but I tell you, everyone, I tried to get one that was against Lou Reed. There was no one. I didn't want to think it was staged. But everyone that called, everyone that's listening knows that Lou Reed had nothing to do with it. They're making a mountain out of a molehill. And that's okay, Megan Green. The Grim Reaper will remember you, Megan. I promised myself today to explain this situation, but people that have just tuned in for the first time, I appreciate you listening. Please go to iTunes. This is not my typical normal show. I'm actually kind of embarrassed to put this show on today, but I think it was fair to St. Louis President Board of Aldermen Lou Reed to explain that he had nothing, I mean nothing to do with this. It's Bob Romanik that made the statements. It's Bob Romanik, an American. It's Bob Romanik who you can be mad at. But if you want to get real mad, Lou Reed's political enemies, and that's what this is about. This is not about a women's group, because I love women. I know Lou Reed does too. Certain women I don't like. That doesn't mean I don't like all women. Megan Green's trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. I know she's a shill. She's always been a shill for Mayor Slay. So Mayor Slay, remember that name, and I know you will. You think I've got some obnoxious comments about Megan Green? You wait, buddy. I've got some really nasty comments about your stinky ass. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Come on back tomorrow, same time, same place, and I want to apologize today. I want to apologize for all the people of St. Louis. If I said something to offend somebody. Are you crazy? This is Bob Romanik. I'll say what I want, just like you good people in this great country can say what you want. And I always say, Bob Romanik said it. I don't want anybody taking credit for what I say. Lou Reed is a victim in this, a political victim. Lou Reed did nothing wrong. So listen to the show. Go to iTunes. Lou Reed was an honorable man, always been an honorable man, and he is a friend. I like the guy, and I hate Slay for what he's done to everybody in St. Louis. I hate Slay because now me and my family and every family that spends money can't go to St. Louis because we're afraid. So Slay, tout that you've been the mayor for 5 terms, or record-breaking, or 4 terms. Record-breaking my ass. You need to get out, Slay, so the good people of St. Louis can get proper leadership. The Rams should have stayed here. You weren't on top of it. You want to flip the script, get the light off of you. The light's never coming. You got a spotlight on you, Slay. And that's what I say, people. Son of a bitches like Slay, like these political punks. Let's continue to unite on both sides of the river. Let's continue to expose these no-good, rotten, political, parasitical punks that we call politicians. And at the end of the day, let's take these bastards, let's wring their political necks and destroy them. Politically, of course. You don't like that, Slay? Kiss my ass. Right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha.
The Patriot.
Your First Amendment and All-American Station. A division of Insane Broadcasting. Renegade Radio.
KQQZ, St. Louis.